On today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Marvel Select Green Goblin Special Collector's Edition action figure. Figured to celebrate the fact that we're now getting a second Green Goblin Marvel Select, I figured why not go back and review the original. What's so cool about the original is the fact that its display base is actually Peter Parker. How cool is that? We'll get into that in a second. On the side of the package, a very nice painted, is that Alex Ross? A very nice painted Green Goblin. And on the back of the package, depicted from The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 39 from 1966, says another Marvel first, Spidey and the Green Goblin both unmasked? What? The read-up says a maniacal manifestation of Norman Osborn's chemical-induced insanity, the Green Goblin has done more than any other villain to wreck the web-slinger's world. An accident involving an untested experimental formula granted Norman Osborn superhuman strength, a heightened intellect, and an accelerated healing factor at the cost of his sanity. Well, you know, there's always going to be a cost, right? The Green Goblin rides a high-flying goblin glider and carries a power-packed arsenal, including incendiary and concussion grenades, theatrically cast in the form of miniature jack-o'-lanterns, and gloves capable of discharging electrical pulses of up to 10,000 volts. He's Spider-Man's greatest enemy. He has been almost since the beginning. Other figures that you can get from Marvel Select are Ultimate Venom, as well as Black Cat. That is a fantastic Black Cat, by the way. And there's also a nice picture up top there of the two. It's not really two figures, you get one figure, but of the two pieces that make up this set. And speaking of the two pieces that make up this set, what I am going to do is take a bit of a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and we're going to get a better look at Green Goblin. Stick around, guys. There's more to come. Alright, so there is a fair bit to this actual set. Before we actually put everything together, let's look at things independently. We'll first have a look at the main character, the main figure from this set, and that is the Green Goblin. I think they did a top-notch job on the face. We'll zoom into the face here. You get this really nice, first of all, nice color. I want to say it's like a lime green colored skin. Or costume of the Green Goblin. Couple, of course, with the nice purple that they've used. They put a bit of the gray wash going in there, which they usually do with the coloring of the costume of Green Goblin. I like the detail that they put in the hat. Give this really long curl to the hat. But I think the face is really nice. Just a real sinister look on his face. And we'll zoom back here. All things considered, it is a really nice figure. Unfortunately, on his own, it doesn't really do a lot because he has no articulation in the knees. His knees are permanently sculpted like that. Now, you still get some movement. We'll quickly go through it. Green Goblin does have a ball-jointed head. He does have a pin and socket shoulder, so his shoulders will move out. His arms will rotate all the way around. There's a rotation in the bicep. There is no bend in the elbow, though. It's pre-sculpted, but there is a swivel in the wrist, rotation in the waist, and then as for the legs basically have this weird pin to them where they rotate. You can also swivel the legs back and forth, and there's also the feet, which have not only a hinge back and forth, but also up and down. So you can't really stand him on his own. I mean, that's disappointing a bit, but likely if you're getting a Green Goblin, you're likely going to be displaying him on this. And I think this is a fantastic looking Goblin glider. This is one of my favorite Goblin gliders. You know, you really could use this for, you know, if you have a Marvel Legend, perhaps if you had the Sinister Six Green Goblin and you wanted a better glider, or you know, I know a lot of people didn't like the Onslaught Green Goblin's glider because it was so curved. This one's a little nicer if you wanted to go this route. I like that it's got this nice brushed kind of metal look to it. There's no thrust or anything coming out of it, but all things considered, a really nice glider. There's a single peg hole there. That may obstruct, actually there's a peg on both sides, that may cause problems with other figures. I guess providing there's a peg hole, you shouldn't have much of a problem. As for peg holes, there are 2 on his feet there. And we'll just slide his feet into the loops and find the peg hole, peg that into place. It's like slippers in the morning. Just putting your slippers on, you're about to go outside, see if the newspaper's there. If it isn't, you're going to call the kid's parents and say, he hasn't delivered the paper yet again. Oh, he hasn't? Well, send him out. Send him out. And there you have the goblin on his glider. And you're thinking, Spot, you've sold me on it. You don't even have to finish this review. But wait, there is more. I sound like an infomercial. But wait, there is so much more. There's a peg hole on the undersiding of the Goblin glider. Green Goblin does come with a glider stand. So we'll just peg that into place. And there's I don't know if you can, I'll show you, I'll zoom in here. There's a peg hole, but you'll see that there's a notch there as well. If you look on the undersiding, there is actually a notch right there as well. So you want to make sure you line the notch correctly with the peg hole, like so. And there you have the Green Goblin. We'll zoom back. And we'll just pan up a bit. There he is. There he is right there. Green Goblin also does come with a pumpkin bomb. We'll zoom into that. It's one of the nicer looking pumpkin bombs I think we've gotten with a Green Goblin. No bells or any whistles. It's got no fire or anything on it. It's just a pumpkin bomb. And that's really all you need. We'll see if we can get it into his hand. There we go. And there you have the Green Goblin. He does also come with his little shoulder bag, his man purse. Put that on him as well. Boy, Green Goblin is getting dressed up. Dressed up on Night in the Town. And who's he taking on his date? Well, he's taking poor Peter. This would be the accessory that comes with the Green Goblin. And you've actually got a fully sculpted Peter Parker, unmasked. You can see his shirt's been ripped open. He's like, oh God, I had a date with Mary. This is totally gonna just, I can't even call her. I can't even call her because I'm all tied up. Even if I said I can't make it tonight, I'm all tied up, she would never believe me. She would never believe me, and she wouldn't talk to me for weeks. What am I gonna do? Unfortunately, there is no articulation on this Peter at all. He's just one solid piece. But as you can see, he does come with a rope that we can take and string through the Green Goblin. And there you have Peter Parker tied up and getting dragged. Now the one thing I would say could have been fixed. I know my cat. Hey, what's going on? The one thing I would have fixed, my cat is curious as well. The one thing I would have fixed was I would have made the display stand just a little bit higher. Just a little bit higher that you could actually do something with Peter here. As it is now, you could kind of have him kind of like that. But that's going to put a lot of... What? What's going on? You're a crazy cat. She always waits until I'm ready to review. That's the funny thing. She's quiet every other bit of time. The moment I'm ready to review, you know how it goes. That's about the only thing you can really do with Peter is kind of have him hanging on the side of the wing. Without it, he's just going to kind of sit on the shelf. You're probably not going to see him very well. That's the only reason why I would have made the stand just a few notches higher, that you could kind of have him doing something. But still, oh, there he goes. He falls. I would say your best bet is just try to have him hanging against the wing here. Just kind of rest him against the wing like that. All things considered, though, a really nice figure. This is probably one of my favorite Green Goblins, just because there's a lot going on with him. He doesn't have the articulation in the knees, granted, but the fact that he does come with a unmasked Peter Parker, I think it really excels this figure, not only to a figure that would be a good pickup to a figure that you probably must pick up. If you are a Green Goblin fan, I would definitely suggest getting the Marvel Select Spider-Man Green Goblin. Even my cat agrees. And Green Goblin, I'm going to give an 8.5 to, and I can't wait to get the new, oh, there goes Peter. I can't wait to get the new Green Goblin coming soon. Today's toy spot, we're having a look. We'll put Peter back up there. There we go. It's all right, Peter. I'm sure he's got some good plans for you. Today's toy spot, we're having a look at the Marvel Select Green Goblin. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to go feed my cat. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.